We already got Alec not watching Breaking Bad in here. Oof. Now we got Peasant Water coming in. Oof. Not loving this energy.
Oof. Check.
Better than
feed that to your dog.
Check. Trish started feeding the dogs.
That's good. Like, how long's it been?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Try something new.
Oh yeah, we are live on Friday. dotFIT Friday.
Yep.
What is up, team? Welcome to the Raw Life Podcast, sponsored by UFC Gym Indy. Be sure to check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages at UFC Gym Whitestown, as well as our YouTube channel, UFC Gym Indy. So my apologies. I have this nice template of stuff to talk about, right? And I completely forgot to talk about the fights from last weekend on our last podcast. So we need to touch base on that because we are sponsored by UFC Gym. So we should probably talk about some fights. So Josh, take it away.
Yeah, so I just had to refresh my brain. There's been a bunch of fights coming up recently. Thank God that we've got some fights back. But trying to think of what my favorite one was. I like the Tim Elliott fight. That was a pretty good one. That was my boy Tim Elliott, though he lost, so I wasn't happy about that. But that was a good fight. Donovan, did you watch the fights?
Did you watch the fights, Donovan?
I did not. I did not see the fights.
Oh, producer Chris. Oh, there he is.
Yep. You gotta label those.
He's getting better at it, though.
Yep.
Yeah. The Woodley fight was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns is a beast.
Oh my gosh, the dude came out firing on all cylinders. Woodley recovered nicely in the third round. I thought he won probably the fourth, maybe. It was tough, though. I mean, Gilbert I don't know how he lasted all 5 rounds during that. That was interesting.
Yeah, he definitely stayed in the fight, you know. I mean, it wasn't, he definitely wasn't winning, but
right.
He's still tough. He's still a tough guy. He's getting older now, though. He's 38. He'd also been not very active.
Yeah.
I mean, before his Kamaru fight, he hadn't fought in a while, and this has been over a year since this one.
Yeah.
And then, so that was a good one. But I think the fights, I mean, a couple weeks ago were better with that Gaethje and Tony fight. We didn't even talk about that one, and that was the fight.
Tell me about
that. Was the fight.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was
Let me tell you about it. Well, I've been a huge Gaethje fan for a long time.
I think Donovan watched that one, right?
No, that one I saw for sure.
Okay.
It was Gaethje and Liddell, right?
This is embarrassing.
Wow.
We need a sub. We need a sub.
There we go. Producer Chris, can you bleep that out so that we don't embarrass ourselves here? There we go. That's a good acknowledgement.
Gaethje and
or just like get Ferguson's name in there somehow. Yeah, just like superimpose his
Ferguson
voice. There you go.
Can you put that over it?
Retract that back over. All right.
But he gonna have to put up with a lot of shit from me.
Perfect. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
Yeah, that was the fight. That was a great one.
That was a good
I've been waiting for that for a long time. I love Justin Gaethje as it is. I like Tony Ferguson too, but Gaethje is a beast, man. I've been watching him since World Series of Fighting days. He's a monster.
Yep. So we're going to see Masvidal and Usman. I know you're saying maybe Burns.
Well, did you see the rankings? Shot. The rankings came out this week, and Burns jumped all the way up. He leapfrogged everybody. So they're setting it up.
Woodley was number 1 challenger, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they set it up. So I think it's gonna be Burns.
I want to see Jorge Masvidal out there.
They're gonna do Masvidal, Diaz too.
Yeah.
Burns and Usman. I think
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get those ratings.
I saw that Woodley already. They already offered Woodley Colby Covington. He already accepted that fight too. But we'll see what Colby does.
Yeah. Thoughts, Donovan?
You remember when you were learning like trigonometry for the first time? And the professor's up there like saying words and you don't know what they mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
Just having flashbacks.
One of those, yeah.
I'm going to send you some links to some of the best fights. I'm going to give you like top 10. They're like maybe not even the best, just top 10 of really good ones.
I mean, I've seen my share, but I'm not up with the current standards.
Right. So what I love about working for UFC Gym is multiple things. Obviously, being around you fine gentlemen. By the way, surrounded by Josh and Donovan and producer Chris. Also producer Isabel in the corner there. Shout out to PI. And but one of the things I love is that Saturday nights for these fights, I call it work videos.
Yeah.
Right? That's my excuse. So I'm like, we have to go out. I gotta watch some work videos.
Study.
Yeah, I gotta work tonight at 10 p.m.
Right.
When I watch Nunez and Spencer
At B-Dubs or something.
At B-Dubs, yeah, right.
Gotta go to work.
Right. Drinking coffee, of course.
Right.
Yeah. Gotta stay awake for those. Bruce or Chris, what do you think? Did you watch the fights? Do you watch fights?
Conor McGregor.
Man. The man, the myth, the legend.
I was gonna quote him, but I don't think we can do that.
Probably
on
not.
here.
Most things that he says we probably can't say on here.
You can try his accent though. What you got?
Well,
serious.
it's only
Come on.
words we can't say is what I would how I would imitate him.
That's true though.
Son of a nutcracker.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you showed that picture of him in that suit, you'd have to blur out the suit because of the pinstripes.
His inside,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's too funny.
He is a clown.
He is a clown, but he is a beast. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Fun fights this weekend. So excited for UFC 250, a featherweight title.
Lots of bantamweight
Nunez,
fights.
yeah.
You got No Love coming back from
Yep.
my boy Uriah's camp.
Yep.
So that'll be a great fight. I'm looking forward to that one.
Excited about that. 10
Eddie
p.m.
Wineland, a local Indiana boy, is fighting too.
We're gonna
Guess
show the
it's,
fights at the gym. Too.
Yeah.
We will have
We
some
will.
fights
Time
at
to
the
drop
gym.
that.
We're
We
opening
will.
up. So
Yep.
you're gonna have to get up
I'll
to
be
speed.
there.
Well,
So
I know.
I'll
You're-
see him.
It's not gonna be fun if you don't know what's going on. We're gonna
Right,
play
that's true, yeah.
Right.
But yeah. There's gonna be a good. This is a little guy fight. Little guy and girl fights this weekend. So this is a smaller weight class mostly. So be fun. Reminds me of WEC days.
Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. 10 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
That's when
Plug
the
ESPN
main
Plus.
card starts.
Yep,
yeah.
that's when the main card starts. You got prelims going all throughout the evening, starting about
6:30, I think.
Yeah. So excited for that. All right, got that out of the way. Let's talk how to do cardio the right way. How's your guys' cardio? How's your cardio game?
That's not bad right now.
Sigh.
I'm doing jogs. I'm doing biking.
Run with the dog.
Get the quarantine off.
Right.
Mine's not great because I had that knee surgery last year, so I can't do a lot of running. So I was doing biking before the quarantine, but I don't have a bike outside the gym now. So
Yep.
I might have to get back. I'm definitely not in tip-top shape of what I used to be, but I'll get there.
There you go. I've just been doing cardio hit for 40 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So efficient, so quick. But I do miss steady state. I do like steady state. Nice running. I know Donovan's been running back and forth from the gym
Yep.
to home
Run up there every day.
every day.
So Jordan loves HIIT. Donovan, can you explain what HIIT is for us?
Yeah. What's it? And,
High intensity interval training.
There you go.
I think last year or year before that was the fitness trend
It
of the
was.
year. Even though it's been around forever.
Yep.
It's just now kind of gaining popularity, which is pretty much do something really hard for a little bit of time and then do something not as hard for more time
There you go.
and interval them.
Oh, so you like active recovery with your hit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
we will have our version of HIIT, which is a daily ultimate training class when we open. And then our UFC class gym has a HIIT class currently, and they are open already and operating. So if you want to get a good HIIT workout in, go to check out UFC class. And then ours will be open end of this month, hopefully. That's what we're tentatively saying right now. So we're hoping to be there, but we will have our version of a high intensity interval training, which is D.U.T, so daily ultimate training. So our version of that. So check us out. They're great training.
Also, we have those schedules. Those will be released very soon. So you guys can get an eye on when those D.U.T classes, those daily ultimate training, and our different group fitness HIIT training classes are going to be scheduled and what times. Pretty good times. Usually a couple in the morning, couple in the evening. Those are just going to expand even more. So we got close to 50 classes for the first month or so per week. That's a good amount. And then we will have our youth fitness programming released sometime early next week as well. And we have some daily ultimate classes for kids. We got some youth martial arts.
Family classes.
Yep.
So you can do father, daughter, mother, son, all of that. You guys want to do a family class together. Family does. So have it in there, get a good workout, and then also be able to do it with the kids, get them moving, the parents moving. It'll be fun too. So we'll have some of those as well.
Yeah. Excited.
Yeah, I love HIIT training as well. Personally, that's my favorite type of cardio. I love doing explosive workouts. So for you guys that aren't familiar, those could be anything from, plyo box jumps or battle ropes or anything would you get that high intensity interval. But that's a good way if you're not a fan of just regular running or rowing or whatever the machines are. You want something to keep that heart rate going, but go and also kind of a little bit more fun. You can kind of alternate things, not do the same thing for a long period of time. HIIT's definitely the way to go, I would say.
Yeah. And you usually work at about a 2-to-1, at least 2-to-1 work to rest ratio, meaning if you're doing 60 seconds of work, you're doing 30 seconds of rest. Like Donovan said, active recovery, do some boxer bounds, you do some jump rope in between, just like a nice easy jog back and forth, things like that. But come check out our D.U.T classes because our daily ultimate classes, you will experience what that is exactly. I know a lot of people probably see these workouts on Instagram, and there's a difference between just doing a workout and having a program for you, right? And Donovan could probably speak a little bit more on how our daily ultimate training is programmed.
That's right. So it's more of a periodization schedule. Big word coming out here.
Most impressive.
I love it.
And basically what that means is it's a progression. So you start out, easier, work your way up. But there needs to be some level of progression to force your body to adapt. That's what makes it bigger, faster, stronger, more endurance, is constantly providing some progressive overload to the body so that it has to adapt.
Yeah.
That's what our D.U.T programming is like.
Yep.
So even with our high intensity interval training, or if you're a long distance runner or any of that, I see you're wearing a Live O2 shirt. We got some great recovery to go with that cardio. Why don't you speak on that a little bit for us there?
So the Live O2 specifically, good setup there.
Okay.
Live O2 specifically, I've been trying it out at my house, and it's one of the hardest forms of cardio I've ever done because it combines HIIT with oxygen deprivation. And then you bring it back in and you can force feed yourself oxygen. And it's just nuts how much harder you work, or you feel like you're working. Well, you are working harder with the oxygen being taken out.
So is it like altitude simulation?
It can be. You can do it in multiple different ways, but they've got a superhuman protocol, which also goes with our red light therapy, to where it's mostly altitude manipulation is what it feels like. So you're basically here, and then the next second you're in Denver.
Right.
And that's how you feel. And it's out of control. I mean, it takes me usually when I'm working out 10 minutes to start to build up to like, oh man, this is getting hard. 1 to 2 minutes with
So for people that don't know what it is it a mask? What is it?
It's so whenever you see people working out, they're on a bike, they got a mask on their face, they got a hose hooked up to something. That's what this Live O2 is, hooked up to a gigantic bag that we fill up first with 100% oxygen. Because I can't remember the percentage. I want to say 70% of air is usually nitrogen.
Yeah,
Is that
that's right.
Yeah. So basically, when you're normally working out, that's what you're breathing in.
Right.
So putting this mask on, we switch that to 100% oxygen.
So that'll help you too. Yeah, that converts into your regular training life, and that's what kind of with the recovery aspect of it. If you're breathing that in, working out, training with that on there, then your normal daily stuff, you start going out and hiking with your dogs and doing stuff like that, you're going to feel your body be able to recover faster, do all that stuff a lot better. Your shape, your the type of shape you feel like you're in, the cardio shape, your blood supply, your oxygen levels, or you're going to feel like you're replenishing that faster when you're out doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it sounds dangerous when you talk about oxygen deprivation, but like you're saying, 100% of oxygen is in that bag.
Right.
In our normal atmosphere, it's like 21, 22%, right? So if you're doing oxygen deprivation and then just taking a mask off, that's dangerous. But if you're feeding your body 100% oxygen, that's going to attach to those red blood cells really quickly and reoxygenate your tissues going forward a lot faster than it would be if you're just depriving yourself of oxygen and then breathing altitude.
Yep.
One thing that comes to mind for me are altitude training masks. Thoughts on those?
The ones that look like
Bane from Batman. Yeah.
See those.
Shout out Tom Hardy.
Where's your Bane voice?
I can't remember what he sounds like. Is he the?
Hello,
Is that what he sounds like?
Yep.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
I don't have a good Bane voice, so I don't want to embarrass myself.
I don't either. I just give.
You've embarrassed yourself this podcast so far with no use, so I didn't want to.
Just
I
keep
don't want
that
to throw
going.
myself. Yeah.
Right. Don't put yourself in the fire.
Today's your day.
Yeah. I see those quite a bit. most of the benefit from altitude training is living at that altitude.
Yeah.
So you'll like with the Olympic Training Center, high altitude.
Yeah.
The athletes go there and stay there because that's where you get the biggest benefit from it.
Right.
And the problem with that is if you're there though, like if you only have a short period, like it takes you a week to get accustomed to it.
10 to
really.
14
so,
days.
Yeah. So I mean a week is
Yep.
generous. So
Yeah.
it takes you a while. So the great thing about what we're doing, I mean, this is instantaneous thing. You have it anywhere. You don't have to be in altitude, obviously, but it just helps kind of simulates that for you. But yeah, there's no adaptation. You're not having to worry about doing that. There's no like sickness. You can get altitude sickness.
Right.
You have to take, pills to help you with that or whatever the case is. So yeah, this is a great way to simulate it and get that extra level on there without having to deal with all those.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is like Josh was saying, it takes a long time to acclimatize your body to high altitudes, and then it loses it pretty quickly when you come back to normal sea level altitudes. So the benefit, another benefit of Live O2 is the fact that you can continuously train on this and just keep your body in that kind of shape going forward, because you don't have to worry about coming back into sea level and not having that kind of partial pressure as far as the oxygen goes. So.
This is a super fancy form of altitude
amazing.
training because the oxygen masks that you'll see people wear to the gym, the Bane masks, is essentially like putting a straw in your mouth and going for a run.
Yeah.
You're just bringing in less oxygen, which we just went over how most of the air is not even oxygen to begin with. So the fact that we can put 100% oxygen into you and take it away at the same time is world class.
World class. So the idea of an altitude mask is to simulate the partial pressure of oxygen that you would receive at higher altitudes. The problem is, and I did a study on this in college, University of Indianapolis, Bark, shout out the Greyhounds. You rebreathe CO2 with those masks, and that's a problem. It's not necessarily something that's going to be super detrimental to your health, but it's really not going to benefit you in the ways that something like oxygen deprivation training, oxygen therapy training, things like that are going to benefit you. So if you're wearing altitude masks, okay, maybe think about stopping and switching to something a little bit more scientific like the Live O2. It's going to be way more beneficial.
You can't get Live O2 on Amazon.
Right.
You got to get certified to do this stuff.
Right.
It's not buying a $25 mask and throwing it on your face.
Exactly. Are our trainers certified on Live O2?
They will be.
All of them?
Well, it'll be me. It's like every other certification I'm getting right. I'm getting real smart real quick.
There we go.
I'll get one with you. I'll get one with you.
Please do.
We should probably
I have to
all have
suffer
that,
alone
yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever ran at altitude or done a workout at altitude?
I've skied at altitude, and
That's a
hard.
workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hiked a big mountain in South Africa, but I wasn't planning on
counts.
it. Yeah,
That counts.
Let me tell you, that
That's
was tough. That was tough.
You never
Dangerous.
plan on working out usually. Well, since we're here, if we're going to a high altitude, it's probably vacation.
Yeah.
So you're not planning on working out until you get
That was
there.
supposed to be a
and you're like, oh,
vacation,
crap.
but we hiked down and it was, yeah. Shout out to my boy Muhammad because that was tough. We were not ready. I was wearing brand new all white shoes. He was wearing flip flops. So he made it down this mountain. This mountain is crazy too. More people die on that mountain every year than
What's the name of the mountain?
What?
Oh gosh,
Chris, put in a picture
It's
of
in
this
Cape
mountain.
Town.
Can
It's
you-
in Cape Town. It's
Can you look it up?
It's
producer,
voted
please?
one of the seven best places or wonders of the world of nature to see. It's like right where they did like
It's a long Google search.
Table Mountain. Table Mountain. There it is.
Table
Yep,
Mountain.
sorry.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to put that in there.
It's
Put it on the
awesome.
table here.
Yeah.
Put
So
the Table Mountain on the
it's
table.
It's beautiful though. So hike down that thing. Yeah, there's more people that die on that than Mount Everest every year. Granted, that number's a little skewed because more people hike that than
Right,
Mount Everest,
right.
but it is still nonetheless.
But you made it.
Yeah, and
You
we had,
made it.
You know what's funny is there's a sign that you go down, so you can go down. It's like you go to this crossroads of the sign. There's like left way, go this way. This is the way to go down. It's like danger. Do not go down this way unless you are an experienced hiker. This is a very dangerous route. Me and my buddy just looked at each other like, we're
Let's
doing
do
it.
it.
That's the route.
So yeah, we did it, and it was very dangerous. But it was turned out to be. I was in South Africa for like a week, and that was probably the funnest time of that entire trip outside of I went on safari. But that was
Nice.
we just didn't plan on it impromptu because they have a big cable car to take you up and down. But we decided to do that, and it was tough. You could definitely tell the oxygen level. So I digress a little bit, but it was tough workout, but it was fun.
Yeah. I like to run when I get to Denver. I've got some friends there. We got some family in Denver. I always look forward to a run, but then I do it. And I remember it was a couple years ago. I was training for a mini marathon, and I went up to Denver for a week. I was doing probably 8 to 10 miles a day, pretty consistently in Indiana. And then I went up there and ran in Denver and got about 3 miles in and had to stop. And I ended up going to an ice cream shop and then walked back. And I was dying.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I told that story, but it's out there.
A lot of people.
It's a big gives you an idea of the levels of where it's at. I mean, if you can run 10 miles here, you know, at normal sea level, then you go to altitude and you're running a third of it.
Yeah. essentially.
Yeah. I mean, people go there and they get worn out just walking up a flight of stairs there if they're not used to it. I mean, it gets you. That's what kind of what I was at with that mountain. Like, we were hiking down it, which is kind of easier, I guess, theoretically. But yeah, we felt it almost instantaneously. I mean, even walking around, it's like a big tourist thing. They had the mountain up there where it's like a shop where you can go get like food and drinks and all that stuff and hang out up there. And they made it. And you could even tell up there, just being up there for a while was just, I mean, you were definitely working a little bit harder just walking around casually.
You get altitude sickness.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real thing.
That's a real
I was in
thing.
Denver for a bachelor party. One of my buddies, Ray, he's probably watching this. He's one of our subscribers.
Nice.
Shout out Ray.
Ray.
Yeah, he took a whole day off of a bachelor party because he got altitude sickness.
Yeah. You got to drink water. You got to hydrate up there.
Right.
You got to keep that circulation, get that fluid up to help you circulate all that oxygen.
Get on that live O2 and you'll be ready to go.
You'll be ready to go. Wouldn't even matter. Ray, come on. Come on, Ray. Hop on
I got to tell him to watch this one now.
Yeah.
That's right. So some training adaptations with good cardio. We're talking increased muscle mass in your left ventricle, which is the main aspect of your heart that pumps blood through your body, right? So it makes it way more efficient. So that's why you see runners with such low heart rates, because their body is so efficient at pumping blood, they don't need as many beats to do it.
Yeah, so that's the layman's way to kind of, so the people that don't understand that's your resting heart rate, you want it to be lower. Sorry. You want it, I don't know why I got excited.
Lower.
Had a nitro brew.
You want it to be lower.
I don't know. So you want your resting heart rate to be lower. That obviously, if you think about it, then that just means your heart's not having to work as fast to go. So if you don't know what your resting heart rate is, it's a great thing to do, and it'd be super beneficial for you. And then you can track it. You can even track it like then if you get like a sleeping monitor, you can kind of see where you're at when you're resting, doing nothing, everything, which is kind of resting heart rate obviously in there. But
what's yours? You know yours?
I don't know mine right now.
You know yours?
Mine hovers around 52, 54.
I'm gonna say mine's in the 50s. I think I got my Fitbit thing. It's usually about where I'm at somewhere.
Yeah.
A little bit higher 50s though. Since I'm
I
not.
wonder what mine is.
In college when I was running, I believe it was like 59.
Yeah.
Solid. So we're all under 60.
Yeah.
That's solid. My doctor always freaks out every time I go in there and they put the little pulse ox on my finger and my heart rate's like 54.
Yeah.
They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm fine. I'm great. I feel awesome. Are you okay?
We use the pulse ox with Live O2 also. That's part of
there you
the
go.
Oh, that's
Got
where
it.
you just
part
got
of the
that from?
system, yeah.
Is that where you just got your heart rate from?
No, this was just from my Apple Watch.
For your Apple, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
But we
my
use the
Fitbit's
pulse
even-
ox
Right.
on it. Live O2 is part of it.
Well, that makes sense. Oxygen saturation, make sure
Yeah.
you're getting enough.
Well, we need to measure the levels to see, because when we deprive it,
Right.
we try to take it down below 80.
Oof.
Then you got to work out at a level, which is hard to get to. But
That's
then you work out at a certain time at the end, and then we pump the oxygen back in.
Right.
Kind of do interval training with oxygen.
Right. And we talk about oxygen saturation and a pulse oximeter. Those are little things. We've probably all had it at one point in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
What you do is you put that on your finger, and every breath you take, it measures the percentage of that oxygen that you breathe in, what gets distributed to your tissues and in your bloodstream. So 92 to 100% is ideal, right? So what Donovan's talking about, when you're dropping below 80, you're literally depriving your body of oxygen, and it's measured, and your body feels it. Tissues feel it, your muscles feel it probably more, because when you're exercising, your muscles are getting the majority of that blood flow. So that's really going to boost your body's ability to bind oxygen, and then also going to increase the production of red blood cells, right? Red blood cells, produce that oxygen. They carry oxygen around your body and oxygenate your tissues. One thing you probably heard, and I think this was a topic on lately, was the Lance Armstrong documentary
Yeah, that
on
was awesome,
ESPN.
by the way. If
It's
you
really
haven't watched
good.
it,
If you haven't watched
so
it,
good.
check it out for sure. But they talk about blood doping.
EPO.
Yep, erythropoietin, and what that is blood doping is essentially they take blood, they store it, they work out, they replenish their blood cells, their red blood cells, and then they insert it back into their body, and then boom, you have a high concentration of red blood cells, helps you oxygenate your tissues. Very, very, very illegal to do that, and almost all cyclists were doing that back in the day. Which is really interesting about the documentary is if you weren't doing it, you weren't keeping up with it. So that's not something we recommend. Libo 2 is going to do something similar, and it's going to be legal.
And healthier for you, too.
Way
much healthier.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just like anything that's performance enhancing to that level, like steroids or any of those stuff, that's not good for you. There's definitely side effects to it, which you don't get from, obviously, this type of training. But, yeah. But that documentary is awesome.
It's good. It's really good. I enjoyed it. I really liked him back in the day.
Yep.
So
I did too.
Didn't we all?
That's all right. MJ was good too, though.
That was a great documentary as well.
we can keep going with that. So, talk about heart rate training, right? One really good way to understand where your maximum heart rate is, not necessarily the best way, but a very easy way is just take the number 220 and subtract your age from that. So, Donovan, quick math, what would yours be?
189 for the next 15 days.
Wow.
Then it goes to 190.
Old man.
Old
Yep.
man.
Mhm.
Yeah. So mine's 189. Yeah, because it'd be 31 minus the 220. So put me at 189.
Did I do
is
my
my
math
max.
wrong?
Yeah,
You
because
did.
you're not.
You did.
I was
No, it'll
31.
be 191.
Yeah, you're not
191.
31. Yes. I was gonna say Jordan and I
I
are
was like,
31. You're
wait a
not.
minute.
So,
Something's off here.
yeah. But thanks, you did it for us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that made mine really easy.
Yeah, good looking
That's
out.
good.
Yeah.
That's why I had to go first. Everything.
So
The Donovan and Embarrassed podcast today. That's the title.
he's all right. He had a good week.
Set them up.
He had a good week.
Well, we went over the outlines in
He
the
had a
last
really
one,
good
right?
week.
How Jordan always comes to these things with outlines. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Notes.
No, it's not outlines.
Not
They're
outlines.
Not
Very
templates. They're just
different.
notes. I got to keep us on subject because
One day we should do one with nothing.
That's what I
Just-
do every day. What do you
Well,
mean that's what I do?
so I correct myself. One day, Jordan, you should come in here with nothing.
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
We just go for it.
What would happen? What would happen?
Who knows?
Probably the best one yet.
Episode
last week.
episode 7, mystery.
Ooh,
We don't know what it'll be
mystery
about.
podcast.
It looks like a mystery to me, and I think that's just a little more important than school.
So what do you got first, producer
We're
Chris?
8.
Oh, 8.
This is
Sorry.
7 right now.
Sorry.
Is it?
Unreal.
Sorry. Wow, really? Okay. All right.
They're flying by.
We're pumping these out. Let's do it.
Next one's Kobe, the first
Kobe.
vintage Kobe.
There we go.
This is 7.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you, producer
PC.
Chris, for your contribution. I know we were having a tough time with math, so thank you for helping us out with that. There it is. Give yourself a round of applause. So heart rate training with steady state heart rate, you're around 75 to about 85% of your max heart rate. And we talk about steady state, it means you get to a point where your oxygen consumption and your heart rate kind of level out together, right? So if you ever notice when you go for a run, right, you start off that run, you're about 5-10 minutes into it, and you're breathing really heavy because your body's literally trying to catch up with itself and trying to really oxygenate. And then you hit a point where about, and this is for people that run frequently, because some people may not even ever get to that if they don't run very often. But you know, you do the elliptical, you do the stair step or something like that. First 5 to 10 minutes, you're struggling for air, it feels like, and then after about 10 minutes, you're good.
It's your
And you
runner's
just hit
high, they
that.
call it.
Yeah, you get that endorphins.
Mhm.
Everything's running right. Your body's, oxygenating tissues really well, and you're breathing in at a nice steady pace, right?
Do you guys know we were going to have a Jacob's ladder at the gym?
We are?
Yeah. I just saw it on the equipment list yesterday. I got
Whoa, I know we had
real hype.
I know we had a Everest system, but I didn't realize we
got
had
a
that.
Jacob's ladder.
Yeah. We have a lot of
That's cool.
unique functional training things that you
Yeah.
won't see at many other gyms, which is another thing I love.
For those of you that don't know what a Jacob's ladder is, it's imagine playing on the jungle gym when you used to climb things when
Yeah.
you're young. It just never stops.
That's a really good description.
Mhm.
until you hit stop,
Yeah.
then it'll stop. But
Right. But we never hit
bear
stop.
crawl, change the angle of it.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
We never hit stop though.
Yeah, it's awesome. We have a lot of that stuff. So a lot of stuff that you won't see equipment wise at a lot of other gyms. So
Mhm.
And we're getting equipment installed here soon, so we'll be sure to let you guys see it, kind of sneak peek of what we have. It's a lot of different stuff. We're really going to keep you active. during each and every workout that you do with us, and it also just gives our trainers more tools to work with.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You do some coaching, you're getting on a Jacob ladder.
Absolutely. So that's good cardio, right? And always do a dynamic warm up before. We've talked about this multiple times. Nice little static stretch after a good 5 to 10 minute cool down afterwards. So
When do you like to do your cardio? Each of you? Before or after
Morning.
your strength?
What
What do you think? No, there's not like a right or wrong. Just what's your preference?
I'm usually a lift and run.
Lift and then run?
Lift and run.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do them back to back like that, I do it as well. But usually, I separate them. I'll do one in the morning, one in the evening if I can. Or, I mean, I try to. It's after usually, but even if I'm gonna play sports, if I'm gonna go play basketball, I usually try to lift first or something. Do that, but yeah.
So, and my reasoning for that is, your body gets really fatigued when you do cardio, right? So your core gets fatigued. If you go out and lift after you do a good cardio session, you could risk injury. Form starts breaking. Maybe your hips aren't really moving as well as they should. And then once you start limiting mobility, that's when you get injured, right? We kind of talked about that on our injury podcast, but that's my justification for doing strength and then cardio, right? I think it's valid.
Yeah.
But like Josh said, I'd rather split it up into 2 separate sessions throughout the day if I have the time for it. So I do like fasted cardio a lot. And when we talk about fasted cardio, we talk about fasted steady state. So like running with an empty stomach, because our primary energy system is fat when it comes to cardio. So we don't really need to fill ourselves with carbohydrates and glucose and all that storage systems when we go out for a nice easy jog or a bike ride, something like that. It's totally fine to just hydrate really well and let your body feed off of its fat stores early in the morning to fuel and energize that cardio session. Then you eat, get all that good for your workout session.
Replenish.
Good.
I couldn't think. And then you go in and do your strength training session.
This is for steady state, by the way.
It's for steady state,
you're
not for
not,
HIIT,
because
not
a lot
for
of
HIIT.
people I've experienced over the years read the fasted cardio research, and then they'll show up to a training session where
Without
we're doing
eating.
HIIT or
Right.
we're doing weightlifting,
Yeah.
and that's not what you want to do.
Not
This
a
is
good
for
idea.
steady state only.
Not a good idea.
What's your guys' favorite cardio workout that's not beyond the normal cycling,
Right.
rowing,
Right.
just regular running?
I like jump rope.
Jump rope is good.
Ooh, yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
That and invisible jump rope. I'll do that a lot with clients because then there's no excuse to
Boxer
stop.
downs. Yeah.
Yep. Jump rope, like, I tripped on it. Just stop. You keep getting breaks. Invisible jump rope, there's no breaks. You
Yeah.
just go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
I love doing TRX work. Plyo lunges on the TRX, jump squats, knee tucks, mountain climbers on them, things like that. Anything TRX based for cardio.
Yeah, I would say my 2 favorites would probably be, I love box jumps, and I love people think I'm crazy all the time for it, but I would run suicides all day over just regular running.
Yeah.
Suicides I would do that
Shuttle
over.
sprints I love.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
burpees or something like, it is crazy.
I don't mind burpees actually,
call
but
me weird,
yeah.
but I kind of like burpees. Yeah.
You want to get a good little combo, do a little not heavy
Yeah.
deadlift, do a deadlift, and then do burpees facing the barbell. So you got a little bit, whatever you can do, about 40% of your max weight on the deadlifts. Do those, and then go right after those and do barbell facing burpees. So do one, jump over that barbell, face it, do another burpee, jump
wow.
over, and do rounds of that.
Not messing around there.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
Who's training with Josh when we go?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that one.
I was gonna say I like to do kettlebell burpees.
Yep.
I got 2 nice heavy kettlebells. Do some burpees with
These
that.
awesome.
Nice little depth push up.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little
Mhm,
bit past
mhm.
90 degrees there, and then drive up.
Yeah,
Nice
those are
little
good.
deadlift. Those are good too.
Love those.
Man makers, whatever you want to call them. People makers. Sorry, PC.
People makers. Grown up
Give me
makers.
hype.
Politically
I'm
correct.
ready to do a
Not
HIIT
politically
workout
correct.
now.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, we're at the 30-minute mark, so
Yeah.
Oh.
we need to go do our workout.
Already?
We're not going to do a workout, are we?
Not today.
It's Friday.
Oh, it's Friday.
I already
You're
worked
right,
out.
it
Did you
is
guys work out
Friday.
today? You're a morning,
Yes.
early morning
Yes. Yep. I am,
Not
but
yet.
not by choice.
guy. I'm usually a midday.
Yeah.
You'll catch me working out at the gym midday, slow times.
I usually am too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the gym opens, I'll get stuff done in the morning, and then probably around noon, 1 o'clock, I'll hop in and get a good lift
Exactly.
in and then finish
Afternoon
out.
delight.
That's
Yep.
right.
There we go.
Sky rockets in flight. Producer Chris. Producer Chris, what is your favorite non-traditional
Traditional.
cardio exercise? Think about it.
jumping to conclusions.
A wise guy, eh? And you like that?
Didn't think that.
Rowing, running, those are pretty
No,
traditional.
those are pretty traditional. That's not going to work.
Yeah,
Next,
gotta be a little
something.
bit more creative. than that.
Rowing.
I didn't even think about like bags.
Think plyo stuff.
Hitting bags.
Well, we know Donovan loves the
jumping
kayak.
jacks.
They row.
Yeah.
Kayaking. I just do too much.
Oh.
Oh, I can't even think of one.
He's too elite. I love rowing too. You know, we went camping last year with
That's
my
a good one,
bros,
yeah.
and they called us the Winklevoss twins because we were just freaking,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Getting
Killing
after
it.
it.
woo.
Did you know they hold the NCAA championships right over here at Eagle Creek?
Yeah.
Right next to the gym, man, for rowing.
Let's just jump in next time.
They got row houses
Let's
out there
go.
and everything. Yeah.
Let's go.
They'll let them start. We'll just drop
We'll
in
just
there.
drop
We'll
in.
we'll just see.
We'll probably
Let's
compete.
go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
See
get
what
in
happens.
first really quick. Take
We could get a
picture,
team.
and then that's it.
UFC gym team. Wonder if they'll let us compete against like Duke. I don't know. Probably not.
No, because we'll probably get paid for it.
Yeah.
They won't. Sorry. Tasteless joke. Producer Chris.
Put one fin on that boat. Are you listening to me? Don't touch the boat.
Your input going forward.
Nemo!
Josh is tearing stuff down, so I think it's time to go now. Thank you for joining the UFC Gym podcast. The Raw Life podcast sponsored by UFC Gym Indy. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at UFC Gym Whitestown. Also, our YouTube channel, UFC Gym Indy. Yeah, there it is.
I don't want to leave dominating
There it
and
is.
embarrass the podcast by
You
himself.
took
I'm a
the
team
so-
player. I'm a team player.
There's
You
a
took
lot
it
of,
this time.
a lot of good information in this podcast. Also, some disasters, but that's okay. We're learning every day, right? Just be better, everyone, except for myself. And that got awkward super quick there towards the end.
7 miles.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. All right, there we go. So thank you all for joining us. Shout out to dotFIT for always being there for us and our resistance training and cardio sessions. If you want more information about Live O2, be sure to call us or text us at 317-824-9600, or you can email us at whitestown@ufcgym.com. We can also give you some more information about all the different fun pieces of equipment we'll offer at our gym. And that's about it. So thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. We have a special guest coming, former Purdue football player. No spoilers, though.
No spoiler.
No
Quarterback,
spoilers.
Saints. Who knows who it could be?
I don't think we can have him on just yet. We got to save that for later. Producer Chris is working on that. Still trying to get the rights to that Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga song so we can get that rolling. The Rock will be joining us at some point.
Yep. I texted him and text back
Really,
yet.
really
We aim
excited about that as well. Be sure to check out the fights this weekend, UFC 250 with Nunez and Spencer, featherweight championship. So Nunez trying to defend her belt. Should be a fun one to watch as well. And we will catch you next time on the UFC Gym podcast with Raw Life.